If you are a marketer and you've ever had the frustration of just not understanding why people are not buying your product or service, I mean, why wouldn't they sign up for it? It's brilliant. You've got all the features, you've got all the advantages over your competition, but they're not buying the way they should. And I suspect it could be this one critical thing that's missing from your marketing. And it's not hyperbole when I tell you that this is potentially the most important aspect of your marketing, the thing that could unlock everything for you and really turn your fortunes around. But it's also not hyperbole when I tell you this could be the most difficult thing you've ever done as a marketer. It doesn't take time, doesn't take a lot of effort, but the mental effort, the clearing of your mind that must go on before you kind of open your mind to this and attack this challenge with everything you've got. That's the hard part. And you're going to have to let go of certain beliefs that you have in order to even get into the mind of your potential customer in the way that I'm going to be asking you to do this on this video. I'm not going to make you wait. I'm going to kind of jump right to it and let you know the one question that you need to ask yourself and the question that you need to answer before you unblock this artificial thing that is keeping you from getting to where you want to go for your revenue, your growth, everything. And the question is this: what does your customer need to believe to be true before they will buy your product? I'll say it one more time. What does your potential customer have to believe to be true before they will buy your product? So that's powerful. And it's different than thinking up objections, potential objections to buying your product. Because when you do that, and you probably have, this is a very common thing that marketers do, and it's a great exercise as well. But objections that you're thinking of are based on your belief system. You already believe everything that needs to be believed before you would buy the product. Otherwise, you wouldn't have started the business or worked for the company you're currently doing marketing for. That's easy. Once you have that belief, wrapping your entire mind around why it's essential that you buy that product is a no-brainer for you, but potentially not for them. You see, everybody that is thinking about buying a product, they aren't thinking about all the positive things necessarily. They're also going to inevitably run through a list of things that are gotchas. What are the red flags? They're going to look at what are the negative things about this product that I'm not going to like or I'm going to regret. And the biggest thing they fear is regretting their purchase. So your job as a marketer is to, through a series of messaging, you need to bombard them with facts, figures, statistics, data, whatever you can throw at them to convince them that what is required before purchasing a product is actually the truth. That is essential. You'll never get through to them if that buyer does not believe to be true what they need to believe to be true to buy your product. Let me give you an example. Let's say you are a cosmetics company who does, humane testing of animals, and you charge a premium for that probably because it's more difficult to do it the way you do it. If they've never heard of the fact that, animals have some pretty cruel treatment in order to test those cosmetics or certain cosmetics, then why would they pay a premium for your product? You can't just assume that to be true. This is a fairly simplistic example. There's a whole number of things that you probably assume to be true that you don't realize many of your potential customers don't know that those things are true. So you jump right to the part where you're kind of defending yourself against your competition, you're overcoming objections, you're talking about features, benefits, things like that, when their core belief system doesn't even support your entire platform. You need to get through to that core belief system and overturn. They might not have an existing belief on this. They may, and you need to overturn it and change it to something else. But if you don't attack this core thing, it's really going to hold you back from getting to that next level and getting through to that customer, getting that sale. So here's what you need to do, and this is the hard part. You need to clear your mind of all the things that you believe to be true about your product or your industry. And you need to run through on a piece of paper, just work out a list of all the things that absolutely need to be believed before you can sell your product to that person. Once you have your list, you need to look at your content marketing, and you need to make sure you are building up a wealth of content and pushing it out on social media and blogging that is bombarding them with truth. You need to bombard them with statistics, anything you can do to support everything that they need to believe to be true before they buy your product. You can't do this in place of everything else. It needs to be part of a well-crafted strategy that includes all the other things like overcoming objections and, addressing any, key differences between you and the competition, things like that. But you need to pepper in as much as you can about making sure that everybody you're speaking to, all of your followers, understand and believe to be true all of the things that they need to understand to be true before they will agree to buy your product and pay your premium. By the way, we just launched a new AI writer in Socialmonials. So what you can do, once you get that list together of all of the things that people need to believe to be true before they buy your product, all you have to do is just take that list and one by one insert it into the field where it asks you what they need to believe, and it will actually generate 10 at a time different social media posts that go out into the world and find data that supports that, and it will create a series of posts for each one of those. So go through the AI writer, create it for each one of the items on your list that people need to believe, and it will create an evidence-based set of posts that you can post to social media to help you along your way. I hope that helps.